Thanks, Dennis. It is a big one, but it is an important one. I want to broaden it a little bit beyond even what you're talking about. The changes in the climate and the environmental threats that we face are critical, and we're seeing those impacts both along the coast of our country, in the middle of our country, in the north and the south. Almost no one is being untouched by this. There are very real policy changes that we need to make to help address this, but I think so we start, yeah, I agree, we start by making sure we're transitioning off of fossil fuels, ending the nearly $30 billion that we as taxpayers give to these big fossil fuel corporations every year, and instead direct it towards making the kinds of investments in a clean, sustainable, renewable energy economy future that we need. But we've got to look beyond that, both to the choices that every one of us makes in our own lives, how each of us can help contribute to be a part of the solution, but also we look to things like agriculture. We look to some of the problems that we're seeing along the coastline. My home state of Hawaii and states like Florida, where we're seeing the ocean quality changing, marine life dying off, coral reef dying off. We're seeing huge amounts of the red plumes of algae that are coming in and killing everything off. This is happening because of a huge amount of runoff, toxic runoff, and overwhelming use of pesticides in agriculture and in farms that are washing down out to the ocean and creating this effect. So we've got to look at every single contributing factor to these environmental threats and see how can we, bottom line, let's get rid of the divides that we're seeing between the climate believers and the climate deniers, who are so busy screaming at each other that we're not actually solving the problem. Let's take that away and actually focus on some of the things that are essential for all of us to just exist and live. Clean water, clean air, a safe place where we, our families, our kids, their kids, and their kids, and their kids will be able to call home. Let's just start there. And when we're having a conversation there, we can overcome some of these divides that are standing in the way of our making the kind of progress towards a future that we're talking about. The second thing is exercising the global leadership to take on these challenges that's necessary, that we haven't seen now since 2016. To go beyond, yes, we need to re-enter the Paris Climate Accords, but we've got to do a whole lot more than that. Being able to lead with a foreign policy based on cooperation rather than conflict provides the opportunity for us to exercise diplomacy, to work out the differences that we have with other countries like China and Russia, while also creating the space and the opportunity for us to work with them on things like climate change that are necessary if we're serious about taking a global, coordinated approach to solve this global challenge. Thank you. I wish we had more time. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your afternoon with us here. We'll have a few minutes if anyone wants to come and say a quick hello personally, or if you want to take a quick photo before we take off. I would love to be able to meet you.